Welcome to UnKpopular Opinions, a safe space for fans of BTS and other K-pop groups to ask the tough question, what do I think of this? I'm your host, Ginger Nuna, and today we're taking a look at parasocial relationships in K-pop. If you've been on the internet in the last month or so, you may have seen that the buzzwords du jour are parasocial relationship. A parasocial relationship is a one-sided relationship, typically between a celebrity and a fan. While a fan will learn everything they can about a celebrity, the celebrity doesn't learn anything about that fan, mostly because they don't really know that specific person exists. Even though this term is suddenly everywhere, it's hardly a new concept. The term was coined back in 1956. K-pop as an industry intentionally feeds parasocial relationships, but they aren't the only ones. Lots of other celebrities interact with their fans using live chat-based social media, such as Instagram Live. But there's one element I found that seems to be exclusive to K-pop, the fan sign. Being from the United States, I was familiar with the concept of meet and greets. You wait in line for a chance to say hi and take a picture with the artist. If you're lucky, they may hug you or put their arm around you. Fan signs are not meet and greets. Fan signs are meet and greets on steroids. In fan signs, you can give gifts to your bias. You can have brief conversations and even hold hands. From an objective standpoint, the whole thing makes me very uncomfortable. Idols are essentially in a hostage situation. They're required to sit and smile regardless of what fans say or do. Struggling with anxiety today? Tough luck, Min Yoongi. Hold a complete stranger's hands while you have a staring contest. Have an infantilizing request? Kim Suk-jin, a 28-year-old man, will perform like a bear in an old-timey circus. Dance, monkey, you say, as you put a ribbon in his hair and demand he perform Aegyo. For context, Chance the Rapper is also 28. He's married. He has 2 kids. He's been working consistently for a decade. He's a grown-ass man. You know who else are grown-ass men? All the members of BTS. Yet we insist on treating them like children. For the actual children, like most idol rookies, we're telling them that their self-worth is based on their ability to make us happy. That's a huge burden to place on a kid, and probably affects them in the long term. Just look at the BTS Maknae line when they talk about ARMY compared to how the Hyung line talks about ARMY. There's often an underlying desperation that is juxtaposed against the elders' self-assurance. Virtual fan signs aren't any better. On the one hand, people can still continue to connect with their idols face-to-face. As much as parasocial relationships are billed as positive for the fan, the artists really can benefit from them. How many times in the last year have we heard Jungkook lament that he can't hear our cheers? The sadness in Jimin's eyes during these proclamations is palpable. Even RM, who objectively seems to be self-assured, appears increasingly desperate to see fans in person. Most rookie groups who debuted in 2020 have never even met their fans in person, and those who have did so with very strict protocols in place. When idols see their fans live, be it through a screen or in person, the love feels more tangible than it does through Weverse and VLive. But like many things on the internet, virtual fan signs can give way to ugliness. Just after the release of Border Carnival, ENHYPEN released a fan sign simulation on YouTube. I've added a link in the description. I hated every minute of it. It seemed like a primer on how to sexually harass the members. Watching them squirm and redirect made me uncomfortable for them. It never ceases to amaze me the things people feel emboldened to say anonymously through a screen. The simulation is supposed to be cute and flirty, but if you said any of these things to a member on the street, you'd probably end up with a restraining order. If you said those things to a classmate or coworker, there would be disciplinary action. As I said in episode 5, think all the sexy thoughts you want, my friend, but keep them in your head. The dark side of parasocial relationships has also given rise to stan culture, or borderline obsession. Personally, I don't like the word stan. While its usage seems innocuous, the origins are incredibly toxic. Think about how people throw around the word gypped to mean they've been cheated or screwed over. This term is inherently racist against the Romani people, who are more commonly referred to as gypsies. Most people who say gypped don't even realize that it's based in hatred and stereotypes. But back to the origins of stan. Stan is the title of an Eminem song released back in October 2000. Unlike most popular songs, it tells a clear story. That of a fan who becomes so obsessed with Eminem and enraged by his lack of reciprocity that he ends up killing himself and his pregnant girlfriend. The music video is so stunning that it stuck with me for over 20 years. Now, do I think most fans go this far? Absolutely not. But the fact that the term stan is rooted in such violence makes my skin crawl every time it's used. UnKpopular opinion. You don't know your idols. They want you to think that you do, but the personas that you know are carefully curated. Just take a listen to these clips from the satirical 2000 MTV original movie Together, where the titular boy band is practicing for interviews.
Interviews. It's very important. Okay? Just imagine I'm a reporter for Just for Teens magazine, okay? I come up to you and I ask, what's your favorite color? QT?
Blue.
Jerry?
Blue.
No, that's QT's favorite color.
It's mine too.
No, there can't be any overlap. Oh, come on, think. Say some girl picks up a copy of the magazine and she reads that both Jerry and QT's favorite color is blue. Her favorite color is green. But nobody in Together likes green. Ergo, nobody in Together likes her. Ergo, she has no personality, no taste. She's worse than nothing. She's a waste of human flesh. Come on, guys. Think. Chad, over here. I'm from Teen People. What's your favorite food?
Taffy.
Oh, what about you, Doug?
Ham pizza.
Oh, Chad, you like your brother?
Sometimes.
No, wait. See, that's not gonna fly with the press, okay? You always like your brother, okay? Doug, do you like your brother?
I love him.
Chad, is that true what you told me before, that sometimes you like Doug, but not always?
Pretty much, yeah.
No!
What?
Well, it's an interview.
I thought it was you asking me as yourself. Like, Chad, do you like your brother? And I like sometimes.
Work on it, all right?
Even before debuting, the process of making a K-pop group is formulaic. Of course, you don't want to have too many vocalists and not enough dancers, but beyond the performance aspect, personality is also taken into account. You don't want all the members to be the same. Think about your favorite group. Chances are there's a member you see as the quiet one, there's a member who's the funny one, there's a rebel. The roles aren't as simple as Together's the heartthrob, the shy one, the cute one, the older brother, and the bad boy, but they're still pretty distinctive. That's why it can be jarring when a member's persona evolves. The example that comes to my mind is BTS's V. When the group debuted, he had a reputation for being a bit of a chaotic oddball. But over the years, he's, for lack of better terms, mellowed out. Some see this as a warning sign that he's depressed. Others accept it as maturity. It could be both, or neither. But it's very unlikely that anyone outside his inner circle will ever know the truth. Now, even though fans exert terrifying amounts of control over idols, they don't always get the last laugh. Idols are very aware of the power they hold and the relationship you think you have with them. That's literally what BTS's Pied Piper is about. Now stop watching and study for your test. Your parents and boss hate me. Video clips, pictures, tweets, V-app, bon voyage. I know, you can't help what you like. But stop, interpret the music video later. You have so many pictures of me in your room anyway. It's not just 1 hour, it's a whole year that'll disappear. So this song is a reward I'm giving to you. This song makes you wonder, who's really steering this relationship? In the past year, parasocial relationships have been on the rise. But are they all bad? Another podcaster, Shanae Howard, uses a term I really like, quarantine army. In her Grown-Ass Fandom podcast, she describes how those who found BTS during COVID have a unique parasocial relationship with the group. While we were isolated from those we love and the real world as a whole, we were able to forge a bond with the members of BTS through their use of media. I found BTS and K-pop just as the pandemic was starting, and I'll be honest, I was hesitant to engage in a parasocial relationship. I'll explain it more in a later episode, but I've been burned as a fan. Did I really want to risk that pain again? Obviously, the answer is yes. So how do you know if you're engaging in a parasocial relationship? For me, it was the day I stopped referring to the BTS members by their stage names. Exactly 49 days after discovering BTS, I suddenly switched from J-Hope, Suga, and V to Hobi, Yoongi, and Tae. When Jimin does something cute or savage, I text my friend Jiminy in all caps. I admonish Jin as Kim the eldest and tell him to stay in his lane when he's being particularly roguish. I feel a maternal drive to protect the members of Unhypen and UA. Do I think I really know these people? No. But acting this way makes me feel good. Just because I'm an adult doesn't mean I'm immune to parasocial relationships. In fact, my relationships with their personas have been positive. With each passing year, I become more and more invisible. If you're under around 25, ask your mom. She knows what I'm talking about. At some point, I stopped being Ginger and became Ginger Jr.'s mom and Mrs. Nuna. But in my parasocial relationships, I can pretend that I'm seen. I can construct a universe where someone who wasn't even born until this millennium sees me as attractive. During the pandemic, my daydreams kept me from spiraling. It's so much easier to give my love and attention to someone I don't really have to support. We all like to think that we'd be there for our bias in a time of stress or crisis. But think about how you felt in times where you've actually had to support someone. Through a death, a breakup, potty training. It's freaking exhausting. If something bad happens to Yoongi, I don't have to be the one to pick up the pieces. I can empathize with the struggles he had while recovering from surgery, but I didn't have to be his caretaker. I didn't have to deal with his very real emotions. If you've made it this far, you may be asking yourself, so wait, is Ginger for or against parasocial relationships? The answer is yes. Like almost everything we talk about on the show, the issue isn't clearly black or white. I'm just fortunate enough to have the media literacy to acknowledge that I'm a consumer, not the idol's friend. I know our relationship was formed using marketing strategies and isn't real. But sometimes, playing pretend is what gets you out of bed in the morning. And that's real enough for me. Listeners, I'm curious how you feel about parasocial relationships. Are they healthy? Are you in one right now? Send your UnKpopular opinions to unkpopularopinionspod@gmail.com. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at UnKpopularPod. You'll be notified when new episodes are released and get my off-the-cuff UnKpopular opinions that don't make it onto the show. Finally, Spotify Premium listeners can now enjoy enhanced episodes that include the songs that inspired the episode. Just look for the episodes with the music notes. This week includes Eminem's Stan, BTS's Pied Piper, and Blackpink's You Never Know. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to keep questioning.